So according to a recent study, more than 50% of white liberal women would be considered as mentally ill. In other words, water is wet, wind blows, and Diddy did it. So without further ado, let's get into Exhibit A. White liberal woman who is indeed mentally ill.
I mean, I've been seeing a lot of videos. Anyone else having a hard time, not just breaking down crying
Me.
several times a day because you're just watching the horror happen while you have so many people around you that either have no idea, don't care, or are pretending it's not, and like you're crazy and you're just a conspiracy theorist and you're just insane and you just are too dramatic and you just need to calm down and you shut the fuck up. But
I mean, I would definitely agree with that part. The shut the fuck up, that part, I would actually recommend that more often for the likes of yourself. Be extremely beneficial. That as well as certain medications and therapies. But continue.
you want to help and there's nothing you can do because you don't have money, you don't have billions of dollars, you don't have, I don't have any dollars that I can spare, frankly, like truly. But that's the only thing that seems to kind of make a difference. And you can't even do that. Can't even do that. You can only speak. And now we can't even speak. So watch and cry. It is, I guess. But the worse it gets, it's not like the quieter I want to get. No, it's
What the fuck is she talking about? Excuse my French for the kiddos who might be watching or the parents who watch with their kids or whatever it may be. Maybe you have sensitive ears to such language, but what the actual fuck is she talking about? There has been zero context. Now, I will make assumptions because that is what I tend to do. And oftentimes they're infused with my own level of pettiness. So here's my assumption. My assumption is that this is a white liberal woman, i.e. an unhinged, mentally disturbed individual who has found themselves in an echo chamber where there is, I guess, a vast amount of fear-mongering content. The likes of MSDNC and CNN and, all these sorts of creators that are creating this doom and gloom sort of message about what the hell is actually going on outside of her door right now. Because, and here's the thing, right? I'm a quote unquote conspiracy theorist as much as anybody else, which basically in this day and age just means you're somebody who is seeing things for pretty much what they are as opposed to going with the propaganda machine. But I do understand the difference between my own fears being projected out onto the world and what's actually going on in front of me. So what the liberals have been sold is this idea that the world has caught on fire, that everything is essentially ending. It's over. It's done. I mean, Kamala Harris's campaign, or at least parts of the campaign, were with this message of Donald Trump is the greatest threat to democracy. Greatest threat to democracy. There's going to be the end of democracy. He's going to take over. He's going to be a dictator, blah, 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 right? The same guy who is now the front runner for the Nobel Peace Prize in Donald Trump. Whether you like him or not, these are the facts. Cry harder. That same individual is supposed to be the greatest threat to the democracy. Now, he is a threat, but what's he a threat to? I would say the bureaucracy, the corruption, the deep state, if you may say. But as far as these people are concerned, they're living in a warped reality where Project 2025 is soon to be underway. Now, we've been waiting for this since November 5th, right? Since we found out that Too Big to Rig was too big to rig. As much as they tried, there was no way you're going to get past what the people truly wanted. Since then, we have been hearing about, before that, scratch that. During the campaign trail, we heard about Project 2025. I was told that as a black man, I was going to be thrown onto some sort of plantation. Now, I'm still waiting on my shackles to arrive through the mail or whatever other delivery method they're going to use, but I haven't seen an inkling of a Project 2025. Yet these people were living in Project 2025. right? I did a video recently where there was a guy talking about how trans people are being put on plantations or concentration camps of sort. Now, unless you're talking about camps where people go to focus, I have not seen a single person sent to a camp on the basis of anything. Now, the only camp you're probably going to find yourself in is Camp Get the Hell Out of Our Country if you're in America illegally. But besides that, not a single they, them has been sent anywhere. So, yeah. Again, I'm really trying to catch the context of this thing. Is she going to bring up an example of anything that's actually happened in reality?
The angrier I get, the louder I want to be. I've just been screaming for so long that I'm not sure who I'm even.
This is psychosis. Yeah, no, it's psychosis. And I got to be a little more gentle around that subject. I'll do my best. This has to be like some sort of hallucinogenic, episodic sort of experience that this person is going through. Because what the hell are they actually talking about? Like, what's happened? Ladies, have you lost any of your rights? To the alphabet community, have y'all lost any of y'all quote unquote rights? I'm not talking about the quote unquote right to pretend that a boy is a girl is a boy, and therefore to chemically castrate a child. I'm not talking about that. That's not a right. That's a violation, a human violation. I'm talking about your everyday rights as an American citizen. What has changed for you? Keyword, American citizen. If you are here illegally, you technically did not have the right. Now, if you're invited in, you got to follow the rules that have been presented to you. So, yeah, the fear mongering has gone too far. And I sort of feel bad because if you already have underlying tendencies, proclivities towards psychosis, mental illness, and then you have the media saturating you with these messages, they are complicit in your own, I guess, manifestation of these mental illnesses. Shame on you, Joyless Reed. Shame on you, Not So Sunny Hostile. Shame on you, Whoopin' Goldberg. Because this is what y'all create when y'all push y'all nonsense. Y'all make believe, y'all fantasy. Somebody out there is actually going to buy into and believe it. That's what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. Somebody actually believed it. When in reality, things are getting drastically better in this country. Things are getting better across the entire globe. This man is reaching towards world peace. And I'm not saying he's a perfect man by any means. I'm not saying that he doesn't have his own intentions, his own ego tied into it. Who doesn't? What human being doesn't have their own best interest in what they're doing? Unless you're a people pleaser, which means you're using other people in order to get those quote unquote needs met, which means you're just as selfish as anybody else. But what the hell is she actually talking about? Maybe the last 10 seconds is going to reveal something that I haven't caught on to yet.
Talking to anymore. Who's left? It's still, what else do you need to see?
Okay, that's what she's realizing. They, her, whatever you are. There's a realization that maybe it is just y'all. You know, because there was this narrative push that there's more of you than there is of them. Them being us, rational-minded people who just want things to go back to normal, right? They told these woke individuals, there's more of you. There's more of you. There's more of you. No. You guys are the minority. You just were a loud-ass minority. All y'all did was yell. I mean, you just said it here. All y'all did was scream, cry, yell, complain, protest. But you guys were always the loud minority and we were the silent majority. And that's all that's essentially showing itself now, is that there are more sane people on this planet than insane people. And so when you realize that you're the only one, I mean, I'm sure that can be heartbreaking. So, yeah, good luck to all of y'all. You guys are in a cult. And the only way out is the only way out, which is the same way you got in. Through this thing right here, because it's all in your head. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.